I didn't realize I hit the... I didn't realize that I hit the live button. And I was in the middle of taking a picture. But I didn't realize that I took a crappy thumbnail picture for Jay. So I'm going to have to go back in and edit his thumbnail. If anyone sees this and thinks that I was being disrespectful to him, I wasn't. That was an accident. My finger slipped when I hit and accidentally hit the live button. Okay. So this is Jay Slater. He is a young man who went missing. He is originally from England, okay? And he went on vacation with friends, okay? His name is Jay Slater. Gorgeous young boy. Just heartbreaking. I mean, it's just another kid. It's just a kid, really. I mean, he's just a kid. Probably might be his first time away from home alone, you know? He went to a musical party and was staying at an Airbnb with friends. So, his timeline is a little confusing. But I was working with Susie and talking to the mods, and I think this is the best address that I should use. Is hey Brooke, hi sweetheart, love you. Hey Aggie, love you guys. Yeah, so the address that I'm going to use is the address of his last known photograph that his phone pinged at, where there's a photograph of him. I believe he's like in front of a market, or probably before he's waiting for the bus or going to see the bus, possibly. It gives me a physical address, because after this physical address that I get, the rest is pretty difficult to follow, because he ends up going off into like this area in here. I think it's called Maca. So this red dot right here is a last known location where his phone pinged, because his phone took a picture, and it's a picture of his hand, and he has like a cigarette in his hand. After that picture is taken, he ends up going off into like, I think it's considered like a national forest or a national park or something. I don't know if it's a national forest, but a national like hiking area, right? This area here, I believe, Tenno. So I can't get a physical address in these areas at all. In this direction, I can't really get a physical address. So this is my last physical address that I can get, okay? So that's why I did decide to use this. So there's some stuff in his astrology that we'll look at. My chart went away. I'm going to re-enter my chart. Oh, this was the Karen Reed chart that we did. You know, now that I think back about it, looking at Karen Reed's chart real fast, I'm going to look at it real fast here with you guys. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the Karen Reed chart. It was a chart that I did over top of, no, it's updating, Jay Slater. Okay, so I wanted to put in a couple of asteroids. You guys doing okay? Hey, Justin. Hey, Justin Farrell. Oh, my gosh. gosh. Thank you for being here. Hello. Wow, I appreciate it. I'm honored. Okay, so I need to, because I got some of Karen's, Karen Reed's asteroids still showing up, like Car. I guess I could leave them. But I wanted to add Nemesis, Nessus. These are asteroids that can let me know if he ran into an enemy, okay? So I'm just curious where these might show up. So let's go back. Now, at 8 a.m., between 8 a.m. and 8:30, or actually between 8:05 a.m., okay, and 8:30 a.m., I think he gets in trouble. On an astrological level, I'm going to say that he's in danger, okay? Grave danger, all right? So, you can see here, look, let me just show you real fast. Okay, let me plug my books so you guys have it, okay? So you guys know where to get these books, okay? Because without these books, I wouldn't know how to do this. And without Kirsty McIntosh, a criminal astrologer, and her book, none of us would be able to do this or even know I wouldn't know how to map or anything. So this book by Kirsty McIntosh, okay, you can buy this book for $14 or $13.99 on Amazon. And she teaches us how to break down crime charts, okay? She teaches us how to do it. On her channel, she teaches us how to map out the planets, okay? What I love about Kirsty's book is that she gives us all the fixed stars, every fixed star. She also gives us William Luley's quick breakdown of, you know, what people look like, her own opinions of what people look like, because she's got years and years and years of experience, okay? So her book is a wealth of knowledge. She also gives us the quadrants, which is my cheat sheet for how I map out planets. So when you're mapping, just remember your north is actually, it's flipped, okay? So when you map planets, like you would think this should be the west, like you would think over here would be California and all that, but it's actually east. And over here is actually west. So you have to remember that it's kind of in reverse when you're doing this, and try to focus on your quadrants, you know, your first quadrants and everything like that, okay? So Cancer, the moon is always at a 90 degrees. So I'll have that out while we're doing this. The other book that I use is Forensic Astrology for Everyone by Caroline Luley. Another great book. So, right off the bat with Jay, let's just say, I hope my air conditioner isn't too loud. I just have a cell phone, guys. I don't have a microphone or anything like that. I'm totally not a professional YouTuber. I'm just winging it here, but I'm excited to do this because I really want to hopefully help find missing people, okay? Oh, and another thing. Saturn is getting ready to go retrograde, guys, so we're not going to be finding as many bodies in the water. Remember how I told you guys that we're finding a lot of people in the water right now because we have Saturn, which rules the physical body, Saturn, which rules your DNA, your hair, your skin, your teeth, and your nails. Basically, an astrologer will tell you on your natal chart, if we look at your Saturn, we can tell you a whole heck of a lot about yourself by looking at your Saturn, okay? And looking at the 10th house. It can tell you, you know, what kind of career you're going to have. It can tell you about your health. Wherever Saturn is, it can give you a real inclination of your health, okay? And the other book, oh, wait, I'm jumping around. I'm sorry. You guys, I have really bad ADD, and I'm unmedicated, so literally I just take, like, I take this stuff, turmeric, and I take this stuff to help me with my ADD, and I take St. John's wort, but I don't think it works very well. So you guys have to just bear with me because I don't take medicine for it. So I am kind of scatterbrained. Okay, so about Saturn. Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. What does Pisces rule? Pisces rules the feet, okay? So do we have a troll in here? I'm sorry. Hey, Amy. It's good to see you, sweetheart. Welcome, everyone coming in. Sorry about the troll. Okay, so that is why we're having a lot of victims right now going missing without their shoes on, okay? Because Pisces rules the feet. What else does Pisces rule? Well, Pisces is Neptune. Neptune is the god of waterways. He's the god of all waterways, okay? The water in your shower, the water in your bathtub, the water in the ocean, the water in the lake, the water in the pond, the water in the creek, the water in the river, all right? All water, even water in the sewer, Poseidon rules over. Aquarius kind of does sewers as well, okay? So Aquarius rules fresh waterways like sewers and water in ditches, water at the bottom of a cliff, water under bridges, water under railroad bridges and things like that, right? Highway bridges that have water going underneath of them, that's all Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius and, you know, Neptune or Pisces involved, you know you're going to find somebody probably missing their shoes. The little boy Elijah Vu and the other little boy Phoenix, the little boy that went missing from Alabama, the autistic little boy, the little cute little redhead. He was the first missing person that kicked off Saturn in Pisces. And guess what? He didn't have his shoes on. So that's why we have this ongoing theme right now of people not having their shoes on, and we keep finding people in the water, okay? People are either found near water or they're in the water, okay? That's all because of where Saturn is right now. But in a couple of weeks, Saturn's going to go retrograde. So right now, Saturn's in the sign of Pisces, right here, right? But he's going to go retrograde, and when he goes retrograde, he's going to pop back over in the sign of Aquarius. So what does that mean for our true crime community, all right? So for our true crime community, that means we're going to be having, well, the positive thing is I have a feeling we're going to start hearing about aliens in a couple of weeks again. I always get excited when Saturn goes into Aquarius because they start talking about aliens and, you know, airplanes. And I'm really hoping that when Saturn goes back into Aquarius, that NASA is going to launch that airplane that they've been working on that, you know, flies quicker than the sound of it bypasses a sonic boom or something. Like it's like a jet, and it's just futuristic, you know, flying. Okay, so that's the positive thing that we're going to be seeing about Aquarius: innovation, inventions, things like that. Okay, so when Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius, I think it's going to be in there for maybe about a month. I forget how long it's going to be in there, actually. Anyway, the end of this month, we're going to leave Pisces for a little bit, hang out with Aquarius for a little bit, and then we're going to go back into Pisces until, I believe, 2026. Then Saturn's going to go into Aries, and that is going to be a difficult time for our true crime community. I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up right now about it. I was talking to Brooke about it the other night. You know, that Aries is, you know, head injuries, gunshot wounds, stabbings for our true crime community. Probably in February of 2026, we are going to be really busy, okay? Because that's when, well, the positive thing is when people really ignite their passions and their desires. It's when people can really become inspired. Think of the rose, a rose, how when it's a bud, and then all of a sudden you see that rose burst open and blossom. That is Mars, and that is Aries. It's a birth. It's a beginning, right? But as far as crime, it rules, you know, someone having like a car accident. It rules you know, Aquarius rules car accidents too, falling, you know, it also can rule the waterways as well. So we're really not out of the water yet. We're still going to be dealing with a lot of water until February of 2026. So I do feel like we're still going to have a lot of victims showing up in water. But when it goes into Aquarius, that's more freshwater. Pisces is more freshwater. Now with Jay, what I'm seeing is he's in Cancer, okay? So what that means is that we're dealing with the ocean. Our victim is going to be found probably near the ocean. Or that the astrology is also telling me that he was trying to go home, because what does Cancer rule? Cancer rules trying to go home, okay? Trying to get home, or on his way home, or he was home. But, you know, we know now that he wasn't home because of where his phone pinged and things like that. So if you look here, you'll see here Cancer rules. Are you guys following me, or am I confusing everybody? Broad daylight, do you mean time of day? I did a report in college. You never believe when most crimes ending in life sentences are. Really? We are going to be in some deep, dark places in this country. I know. When we go into, I'm like, I think our true crime community is going to be hit hard in February 2026. Like, it's just going to be chaotic. I mean, I'm hopefully not, but I mean, I just gotta tell you what the worst case scenario with these planets can bring forward, right? Also, let's not forget, Aries is the god of war. Okay, so where is my little thing? My little wheel of life. Oh, here it is. Okay, so my wheel of life, you can kind of see everything that Cancer rules is the 4th house. In crime, it's also the house that rules in the womb and in the tomb, how everything turns out, okay? So this is why I think that he's trying to get home, because Cancer that rules the victim right now, plus it's at a 0 degree, which is an Aries degree. Here it's at an 8 degrees, which is a death degree, okay? Because this is at 805, and I'm thinking this is when he starts to realize he's in trouble. I have Saturn going into the house of death, okay, near water. Pisces is ruling that house right there, and Saturn is in Pisces. And it's well, actually, no, I'm sorry, that's in the house of travel. So we have a physical body near water, traveling long distance, right? Because the 9th house is long distant journeys. The 3rd house is short distant journeys. But this tells us that our victim traveled, because Saturn is sitting in the 9th house right now for him. The thing that concerns me is the planet of death, and in a crime chart, it rules death, and it rules that our victim is under pressure of some sort, or that the victim could be in trouble, okay? And it's like a double whammy, because I have the planet that does rule death in the house that rules death. So this house, this little pie right here, rules death, and this planet rules death, and Pluto is in Aquarius. So that is not good either. That rules accidents. So do we have a death because of an accident? That's very possible. Now, around 8:08, Pluto goes into 0 degrees of the 7th house. I think it goes into Capricorn. Wait, what is it in right now? Pluto is in 1 degree of Aquarius. But when Pluto goes into the 7th house, that is the house that rules the open enemy. So Pluto becomes our victim's enemy. Let me show you when it enters the house that rules the open enemy. So the 7th house rules the open enemy. And that's the planet of death, basically, you know, going into the house that rules an enemy. So it's only in a few minutes I have Pluto going into the house that rules an open enemy. Now, Capricorn is on the line of an open enemy as well. 9 degrees in travel. So, did he meet an older male while he was out traveling? Because Capricorn rules an older male. Someone that is lean, tall. They're usually slender. They usually have thick eyebrows, a thicker brow, a longer chin. They might have light bearded hair on their chin. If they're a male, Saturn usually does. It's more of, masculine, more of a male sign. The thing that I noticed, now if we use Kirsty's book, what concerned me about showing up as an open enemy for, sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat, guys. I hope I'm like trying to read and look at the charts, so I'm not looking at the chat as much. So I really appreciate you mods helping me, because I'm really trying to focus on the screen and get into this, get into a groove, right? Okay. Without so, yes, I'm using astro.com, and how to do this. Kirsty teaches you guys how to do this. Go to her channel and watch her channel. She teaches us how to do this, and her book teaches us how to read the charts. Okay, so yeah, this book is on Amazon, and I left all the information about this book and all of the books. Oh, here's another book that you should get too. This book, Rex, the rulership book, Rex E. Bills. Okay, so for example, okay, look. So right here, it was 0 degrees at 7:30. Okay, so at 7:30 a.m., this chart is at 0 degrees. And if you look at Capricorn, okay, 1 degrees of Capricorn, 1 degrees of Capricorn. I think there's a problem with eyesight. Eye trouble, blindness, depression, hopelessly doomed, morbid, religious outlook, no concern for human life. Again, eye trouble, blindness, eyesight, unfortunate. Now he's being ruled by the moon, so that at the time he's being ruled by the moon. So, and the moon is in the womb and in the tomb on this chart. It just, remember, so we read the chart this way, we're reading it this way, but the chart actually goes, okay, sorry, I don't mean to confuse you guys. Okay, so the chart, we read it like this, all right, but the planets are actually moving in the opposite direction. So when we're trying to follow the trajectory of the planets move backwards. I hope that makes sense, okay? Yes, Rex E. Bills. Thank you, Brooke, so much. Thank you, Aggie. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you all being here, and thank you for being nice to me and, accepting me for all my craziness. Okay, so this is the rulership book. Now, the degree that he's in is the first degree. I'll go back to the other chart. When the phone call comes in at 7:30, well, it's not a phone call. It's a Snapchat post where he's sitting there smoking a cigarette, right? That is at 7:30 a.m. Okay, this chart is interesting because this is the chart I want to map, because that is a tangible time that I can track him on this map right here where this dot is. So for that chart, this dot takes me to 7:30 a.m. okay, because that's like the last known physical location that I can actually track him. Other than that, he goes out into here, and I can't get a tangible address. So I hope that makes sense why I'm choosing to do this timestamp, okay? So this book is great, okay? If you want to start doing crime or even just tarot readings, and you want to know about, if someone has a question about, a country, a state, whether they should move somewhere. You know, you can look this up. It gives you every planet. So like if you have a word like cliff, right? He's near cliffs. He's near the ocean. You look up the word ocean and it will tell you which planet rules the ocean. The moon, okay? Cancer, that rules the ocean. All right? So my thing is I wanted to look up eyes because he's at a degree of Aries here on his chart. 0 to 1 degrees is an Aries degree. So I wanted to look up eyes. Okay, let it focus. Eyes. Now remember, he's being ruled by the moon on this chart, but he's at a degree of Aries. So eyes in general, it says left of a male, right of a female. Okay, eyes right of male, left of female if it's the sun. So I'm curious. Okay. Because I can see this chart breaking down in 2 different ways. If he met someone older than 29, okay, because Capricorn rules usually a man older than 29, might have something with his eyesight or his eyes, or possibly his what's it say? I get it confused. His left eye. So if I look in transits, I do have an older male, again, showing up in transits over here. Right here is transits. The Sun, Venus, and Mercury. Okay, so is he trying to get home to his friends, which is an older guy, possibly someone older than 29, a female, because Venus is there, and then Mercury, that's 2 younger people, usually males, but they could be very close best friends, or they could actually be related, like brothers, or cousins, or sisters, or something like that. The planets are putting them together. It's actually 1 planet, but it equals 2 people usually. So it can mean that we have 4 people here. And out of 2 of those people, they're very close, almost like family, okay? Like fraternity brothers and sisters show up in Mercury sometimes because it rules siblings. But it also just rules very close friends or very close cousins or brother, like sisters, right? Something like that. I hope that makes sense. So, hey, Susie Q. Yay, I'm so glad everybody's here. Okay, so that's why our victim is being ruled by 0 degrees, and that's an Aries degree. So I'm either thinking either he ran into somebody that's got an eyesight problem, or he's struggling with his eyes, possibly. And did we have an accident? Because Capricorn does rule the physical body. Or it could be an older male. So I'm going to try to break this chart down possibly in 2 possible ways. If we do have an open enemy, which it seems like some of you are suspecting foul play involved, you know, if there's foul play involved, I would say we might have an older male that's going to be older than 29 years old, maybe older than 28, 29, 30, older, you know, older than him for sure. Okay, they might have some issues with their eyes because of the, you know, because of the fixed star that's kind of hanging out in here. So, and let's see, our victim is showing up during this Snapchat call, or the Snapchat call that shows his like hand with the cigarette in it. He's showing up at 0 degrees in Cancer. So let's just see what that says. Okay, so our victim had I'd say he's dancing between here. I'd say he's probably these three. So probably closer to these two, because it says 0 degrees. So Beetlejuice, Orion's right shoulder, calamities, danger, and violence, okay? And then Cancer at 3 degrees, because remember, we're at 0 degrees. So it would be overconfidence, pride, shamelessness, and violence, all right? Unfortunate if in Saturn, and, you know, Saturn does rule the physical body and crime. So, the fact that I have the moon goes into the 4th house within like a half hour here. The moon goes into the womb and into the tomb. We also have the moon at a ill-fated degree in crime, which is at the 29th degree. It's really dancing on a cusp there. Like, it's just about ready to go into the next house, right? The next line. Like, this is a doorway. It's sitting on the doorway, okay? So a true cusp is when you're at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 degrees. You'll see it, like, if you ever look at your natal chart and you want to know if you're a true cusp, it'll say like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's what you want to look for, with it all being zeros. That's when you know that you're a true cusp. If you're at 29 degrees, you're technically 29 degrees of that sign. 1 degree more, you're into the next, you've crossed the threshold, right? So a true cusp is 0 degrees. Kirsty talks about this on her channel. She teaches us all about this, guys. Okay, which is who I've binge watched. I've watched her over and over again, and that's how I know this stuff. But I don't know a lot. I'm not a professional, and I'm truly just dancing on the tip of the iceberg here. Okay, so with our victim, let's tell you what this book tells us about our victim being in Cancer. And I wanted to look up his fixed star as well, out of Kirsty's book, and then I want to show you the country that this sign rules. And this is gonna blow your mind how astrology works, because you're gonna find out which this sign rules the country. Okay, so if he is at 0 degrees of Cancer, yeah, it's definitely at 0 degrees Cancer. Okay. In Kirsty's book, oh, I just read that to you. Yeah. Danger. He could be in danger here, all right? So, or heading towards danger on his way home. So this sign, Cancer, I'll show you this, because this blows my mind. So this is the places that it's telling us where our victim is going to be found, okay? Or what's ruling him at the time that he gets in trouble, okay? This is what's ruling him when he gets in trouble. Cancer is a water sign, and it rules places where the water is present. Cancer rules the crab. So these are bodies of water that are a little more shallow than those of Pisces, fish, a bit deeper than those of Scorpio, cesspools and ponds. Cancer can indicate the sea, the ocean, but it most often describes rivers and smaller or more local sources of deeper water, such as ponds, brooks, springs, wells, wash houses, seashores, marshy land. Can also indicate hydrants and reservoirs. Retention ponds often means fast-moving water from the rulership of the moon, such as rushing rivers or babbling brooks. But can also describe very deep, still lakes and ponds. Also refers to the ocean, a large ocean, with both the fast-moving waves, large waves coming in and crashing on the shore, you know, the ocean. Consider beaches, bathhouses near the beach, and muddy waters near the shoreline. So I'd be interested if there is any, like, muddy areas along the beach, you know, that he could have maybe gotten himself in trouble in. In general, I consider Cancer to refer to deeper mid-sized bodies of water and no so much the puddles and bogs, more often ruled by Scorpio. So here, he's right on the cusp of Scorpio and Libra. And Libra does rule balance. Scorpio rules dark, shallow water that can be kind of gross. Okay? So if he is in a house, which I'm feeling that he might not be in a house, but if he is in a house, it rules like beach shacks, beach, you know, places that you would change your bathing suit in, something like that. But look at the country that this rules right here. Spain. That is how amazing astrology is, guys. So the colors that we would want to look for are grays. Our victim could be wearing when he went missing. Pale colors, discreet and subtle. Colors, grays, beiges, silver, and white. Also, bluish are brownish green. In stones, it rules falls under the rules of the planets, not signs, but through its association with the moon, Cancer has an affinity for pearls, silver, and crystals. Quartz crystals and things like that. Selenite crystals, that's the moon. So we could be looking, you know, if there is anything like pearls, that they harvest pearls near that, anywhere near that beach, or if there's a road that has pearl in it, or an area that has the name of pearl, that's something that we should look for. Also, that he's being ruled by Cancer in the moon, we should think of things like Luna, you know, names like that, right? While we're starting to map him out. So I wanted to just show you that, you know, it actually tells us the country that our victim went missing in, because he's being ruled by Cancer, and Cancer rules Spain. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Okay, so let's try to start mapping him out. So my first mile marker that I want to look at is, you know, let's look at the numbers in our chart. You know, what is repetitive? I do feel like I have a number 25, 29. So Neptune is at 29. The moon is at 29. You know, dancing. I mean, this is like partying, hooking up, having sex, and partying, right? And pretty soon the moon is going to go into in the womb and in the tomb, all right? So at 29 degrees of that moon, you know, I feel like I need to make this a mile marker, okay? So 2.9, 2.9. Mercury is at 2.9, and he was with friends. Mercury rules, you know, hanging out with friends, okay? More than one, hanging out with more than one, basically. So I do feel like I should use that as a mile marker. The other mile marker I want to use, you know, 0 to 1 mile. That's just something that I want to kind of put out. 0 to 1 mile. Let me go over my notes here. Hold on. Also, something about the moon, with him being ruled by the moon. Like, the moon doesn't really have enemies with anybody. Like us Cancers, you know, we're really friendly with everyone. But look, people don't like the moon. So even though the moon, if you look, like here I have the moon. It says the moon loves everybody. The moon doesn't have any enemies. It says none, right? But look, Mercury doesn't like the moon. Saturn doesn't like the moon. Rahu doesn't like the moon. Okay, so like we got enemies, we just don't know it. Us Cancers, we love everybody. But people don't like us. Okay, but that's just something I thought I should, you know, mention, that, you know, he might have been friendly with everyone, but he might not have been aware that, maybe other people weren't as friendly to him as he thought, right? So that's something I wanted to just kind of mention. All right, so let's pull up some mile markers. Just take some notes here. Everybody doing okay? Yes, it is. Yes, she is. There are some amazing criminal astrologers out there. And Kirsty McIntosh, she is the queen of astrology to me. Another queen is Val Evans. There's some really great horror ray astrology people on YouTube. You just go to YouTube and then type in horror ray astrology, and it's just gonna hit you with all kinds of questions that you can ask the universe. And missing people is basically a form of criminal astrology, is a form of horror ray astrology. In Kirsty's book, she tells us about it. I have so many books around me, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see. She tells us who did it. So and she goes over like what you need to, in her book, she teaches us what to ask, what to look for, right? And she gets right to it. Like, she gets right into it. Everything you need to do a chart. The date of the event, the exact time of the event, the exact location, town, suburb, everything that you need. She tells you, okay? CCT footage is extremely important in location and forensic astrology. Why? Because it is when the universe, and that 911 call in forensic criminal astrology is so important because it makes a timestamp with the universe. And I know that you guys might not believe this, but I'm telling you, God keeps an eye on us down here. And I feel like this is God's wristwatch. Like God, this is how God tracks all of us and how he knows when something happens to one of us. Because it shows up in the astrology when something bad is going to happen, right? In that area, in these degrees that this chart is producing for us, okay? So when I go to the map, you're going to see these degrees that fall into play, okay? So I'm trying to find the name of the guy that did criminal astrology. It's in her book here. I'll get the name of it in a second. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Criminal astrology has been around for a little over 30 years, I believe. But it's a form of horror ray astrology, which is written by William Luley, okay? This has been, well, actually, it's older than William Luley. This book here, this big book, okay? This huge book that I'm trying to read. It's in Old English, so it's got a lot of like ya, ye, wa, and all these weird words. But this book here, Christian Astrology by William Luley, okay? This big, thick book. He really kind of teaches us how to do horror ray astrology. But it's been around, since ancient Hindu times. It's very old. But he helps us really understand how to do astrology for missing people. Although it existed way before him, he's the first one to kind of really teach us how to do it, right? How to putting it in writing for us, I guess you could say. Well, it was in writing. Okay, anyway, this is a good book. If you want to learn horror ray astrology, that's the master of horror ray astrology. So criminal astrology is a form of horror ray astrology. Okay? Okay. So let's do our mile markers again, looking at the chart. And I'll get that name for you guys, and I'll put it in my community post. I just can't think of it right now because I'm totally scatterbrained. Okay, so I have 1 mile marker of 29 miles. So 29 equals 29 equals 29 feet, right? 29 yards, 2.9 miles, to 29 miles. These are mile markers that I want to mark out, okay? So 29 feet, 29 yards, 2.9 miles to 29 miles, okay? The other one I want to do is, I'm probably not going to map this, but I could do 0 to 1 mile. But I just want to put a little side note. If the victim is found 1 mile away, that's because we have 0 on the DC line and AC line. And Pluto is at 1 degrees. So Venus is at 0 degrees. So I just want to just kind of put a little side note, 1 mile, right? Because there's a possibility he might be that close. Or 100 miles out into the ocean. Because we have to remember that Cancer does rule the ocean and the moon rules the ocean. Saturn being in Pisces, we're finding a lot of people in the water. There's a lot of bodies coming up in the water, okay, this year because Saturn is in Pisces. And then, we have this moon kind of cuspy here, Scorpio and Libra, and it honestly going into the 4th house is another house that rules the moon. So again, he's trying to get home. He's trying to go home because the moon is moving this way towards home. 1st house is home, heading home, and the 4th house is like heading home too. Okay. So, I look at this like he's trying to get back to his Airbnb, and we got this huge like apex with the moon right there. Again, Mars is opposed the moon, so Mars in Taurus, that could be over a possession, something that he owned, is opposed the moon, which is ruling him. So, I mean, if he was robbed, it would be robbed by a friend because it's in the 11th house, which rules friends. So the 11th house, community, good spirit, friendship groups, and somebody in that local community. Okay, so we could have someone in the local community or someone in his friend group, because this is the 11th house. So for our victim, we have the planet of accidents and a tragedy happening within a friend group or within that local community. And Mars, which rules accidents, cuts, scrapes, and bruises all over the body, head injuries. For a male, it could be above the left eyebrow, a head injury to the head or to the face, okay? So I wonder if one of his friends has a scar on their face or something, or has like acne or something on their face. Could mean that too. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to think about that. All right, so back to the mile markers. So I do want to just say 1 mile to 100 miles, but I'm probably not going to map that. But I just want to kind of just say it out loud just in case, okay? And then I have 16. So 16, that could be 16 feet, 16 yards, right? 1.6 miles out to 16 miles out. Okay? So 2.9 miles, 29 miles, 1.6 miles to 16 miles. Those are kind of my main mile markers. I hope you guys can see that. Okay? Okay. So let's start mapping. So I'll first do 2.9. And let me just make it a little bit, not so big. I make it big so I can like see it. Okay, see that little red dot right there? That's that address, that house. So, is everybody doing okay in chat? Hey, Sweetly, it's good to see you. I'm sorry, I'm behind in chat. Hey, Seeking Serenity, it's good to see you. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you again for being kind to me. I really appreciate it. Blessings to all of you. I really hope that we can help shed some light on finding him. This just out. Jay Slater missing. Latest father calls for an Interpol help as it would take an army 10 years to cover this area. I believe that. I believe it. Absolutely. All right, so let's see what the map tells us. Or let's see what the astrology tells us. All right, so 20, let's do 2.9. I'll get you guys up real close so you can see what I'm mapping, okay? The area that I'm mapping. This is the last known place that he was when, wait, is this the right place? No, wait, I gotta go to the other one. This is another address that he was at, I believe. Okay, hold on, I gotta find the other marker. Down here. This is where the house was that, well, I don't know if it's a house or like a market or something, where he took that picture with a cigarette in his hand. Right here. This is where we're going to map from. Because this is the last tangible address that I can get, okay? Before he goes into the abyss out here, and I you know, or I think he goes up this way, where the next time that his phone pings, but I can't get a physical address. So that's why I want to do this one, okay? Just so you understand. We're doing this address right here, okay? Because that's where his phone made that Snapchat call, okay? So, 2.9 from here. I hope you guys can see okay. I gotta get you somewhat close so you can see. I hope that's okay. All right, so that's about 29 yards out. And then we'll take it out even farther. We'll go out 2.9 miles next. So I gotta make it. So that means there could be evidence or someone involved in his, if this is a crime, possibly someone involved in his crime at that mile, at that time, at that marker, or some evidence could be found there, okay? So we're going to go out to 2.9. Sorry, I get really quiet when I do this, guys, because I got to focus. Everybody okay? Plus, I'm going to be doing math in my brain, like... I love you guys so much. I'm so glad you're here. All right. So, can you guys see the lines? and then there's 2.9 miles out. And then we're going to take it out to 29 miles out. I gotta make it bigger. I think this is going to take me out by the ocean. I kind of have a feeling that, guys, he might be either really close to the ocean or he's in it. And if we do have a suspect, I'd be interested to know if there's someone in that local community that maybe had a problem with their eyes, or if that's the open enemy to our victim, is that something happened to our victim's eyes, that, you know, he struggled with sight, and that's showing up as an open enemy to him. So if you see, so if we have a suspect, we could have a suspect that has issues with his eyes, or the issue, the open enemy to our victim is that our victim had something wrong with his eyes. But I don't know, because it's showing up on the DC line, which usually rules the victim. I mean, it usually rules an open enemy to the open enemy to our victim. So yeah, I did think we were going to start to map out the ocean. I really did think that we were. So you can see this is the ocean here. Maybe I should make this line. Should have probably done it before I did the circle. So we're mapping out the ocean, guys, all through here. That's the ocean. Can you see? Yeah. Yeah. Either our victim is struggling with his eyes, or the open enemy to our victim has issues with his eyes because of those two fixed stars above the DC line like that. So with this much water showing up in his chart, just like with Elijah Vu, I can't help but think we might have someone that's in deep water. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, because that kind of makes, I don't want us to lose hope. I'm just saying, part of the chart does go out into the ocean. So that is something that we should consider, okay? And hopefully not. And that, that the fact that our victim is being ruled by the moon is the ocean, okay? So, I mean, there's a lot of ocean themes showing up here, okay, guys? All right, so the next mile marker we're going to do is 16. So we'll go back in. Let me put 2.9 miles here so we don't get our mile markers confused. 2.9 mile marker. Okay, and then we'll know that this is just yards, middle circle. And then the outer line is 29 miles. I try to keep my mile markers kind of like looking like a bullseye. 29 miles. Just so my eyes know to go there to look for it. Okay. All right, so 1.6 miles. So we'll do 16 yards. And then we'll do, well, maybe I won't do 16 yards. But just in your mind, there might be some evidence, 16 yards, okay? 16 feet, 16 yards, 1.6 miles, okay? And then 16 miles out. We'll see where that takes us. So that's 1.6 miles. You guys doing okay in here? I'm sorry I'm not talking with you guys. This is all physical, right? Because I was thinking it could be metaphorical, like he turned a blind eye. Oh yeah, good point. I'll show you what it said, and this rules the enemy. Okay, the enemy to our victim. Okay, so I'll show you again. Capricorn. These are the fixed stars that's hanging out over the open enemy to our victim. Eye trouble, blindness, depression, hopelessly doomed, morbid religious outlook, no concern for human life. So, I mean, think about that. That could rule the enemy to our victim, okay? Eye trouble, blindness, or bad eyesight. So if there is a suspect involved in his disappearance and they really have something up with their eyes, I think that's a clue from the universe. But it could mean that having poor eyesight is the enemy to our victim. Like maybe our victim's eyesight was affected, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like it gets foggy there in the mornings. I saw a couple of pictures. It's absolutely beautiful there. But it looks like in the mornings there's a lot of fog up in those hills. And if we do have a male involved, he would be older than 28 or 29 years old, okay? Because Capricorn, up into even older, you know, like Capricorn is kind of like older than 29, even up into your 70s, right? Older, 60s, 70s, something like that. An older, usually male. Okay, so that's 1.6 miles. All right, so let's do 16 miles now. Oh, jeez, I keep hitting the wrong button. Sorry I'm not like the best host when I'm doing this because I get really quiet and I really don't focus on the chat as much, guys. I'm really sorry. My brain just can't multitask. And I can't keep my eye off of this line or, you know. Whoops, I went to 18, 23, 22. I need to get to 16. So it pushed me out too far. 1 second. 16 miles. Many times we find evidence or actual people on these lines, okay? Many times we find evidence, just like with Elijah Vu's case. You know, we found his blanket right on the line. His blanket showed up right on that line, which is crazy. You are always... I think I'm the worst YouTube host ever. I am like a mess. I don't know how you guys put up with me. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm everywhere. Okay. So, should I push that? I don't think I should push it out to 160 miles. I mean, I'm thinking like possibly if he was in the ocean. I'm going to redo 29 miles too. Because you can't hardly see these blue lines. Okay. Ooh, I almost dropped you. And I always drop you guys. Like, I think you guys have had plenty of crotch shots, okay? Like, I am constantly dropping you on my lap. Thank God I have shorts on today. But yeah, a lot of times you guys get crotch shots because I keep dropping you because I'm really clumsy. So sorry. Oh my goodness. Yes, he went missing in less than an hour, so he didn't get far unless he was picked up by a vehicle which no one has spoken of. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's see. Let me get back to 2.9, all right? Because I want to make it so you guys can see the lines. Okay. There, I think that's a little bit better to see. Yeah, that's better. Yes, I think that's much better. Okay. So 1.6 miles and 2.9 miles. I do feel like 1.6. I mean, because how far could he have walked from here? There are some houses, too. So, I mean, if we do have an arch enemy to our victim, not that I'm calling anyone out, remember this is all alleged, but, you know, if they are suspicious of anyone that lives in this area, if they have a criminal past, if they have poor eyesight, okay? Lost you guys. Whoops. My internet just went out. Are you guys there? Are you guys lagging? I don't think they found a bike, Eve. I'm not sure. So if, you know, so I want you just to think of the way she describes Capricorn in here. Think of it as maybe a Spanish person, right? But these are some of the characteristics that Capricorn has. I love Kirsty's book. She really does describe people well. So in her book, she has appearances and characteristics. So also could be that if we do have an open enemy to our victim, they could possibly be a Cancer. I tell you guys, you gotta watch out for Cancer. Nobody believes me when I tell them Cancers can kill, okay? Everyone thinks Cancers are the nicest people in the world. And we can be. We can be very loving, very emotional, very empathetic to others. But we also can kill people. Every sign is capable of killing. All right? But it's a possibility that they might be in the sign of Cancer. Or possibly Capricorn. Okay, so here is what she describes Capricorn. All right, gives a very slender, weakly man, dry and mean, the face lean and thin. At times, are squarish in shape, blackish hair, and is exceeding thick, pale, disproportioned body, witty, older, noticeable teeth, crooked walk. Okay, so we're looking for an older male, older than 29. Okay, that would take on some of these characteristics. A disproportioned body, witty, older, noticeable teeth, a crooked walk. So something is going to stand out about their teeth. Rugged appearance and usually a short beard or stubble. Capricorn on the 7th, which is what we have. Okay, we have Capricorn on the 7th. Right here. See? Capricorn in the 7th house. Okay? So, okay. So, don't mind my messy room, guys. Okay, so, where am I at? A rugged appearance. Okay, a something's going to stand out about their teeth. Something noticeable about their teeth. And a crooked walk. Rugged appearance and usually a short beard or stubble. Capricorn on the 7th shows an older person over the age of 30. This person may have prior surgery or problems with their legs and bones, broken bones, skeletal problems. Sometimes the teeth of this person may stand out, crooked or buck-toothed. So if there's any suspects around our victim that's older than 29, older than 30, that has crooked teeth and something about their teeth that sticks out, and possibly buck teeth, okay? Possibly hip replacement, dragging of the legs, any walking in impediment. The other suspect that showed up in Capricorn is not the Idaho 4, the two girls, Abby and Libby. Capricorn showed up on the 7th house for them. Okay? So you think about his body shape, right? And how he walked, that with that knee that he had. Capricorn does rule the knees, all right? The bones, the bone structure. Okay. Hip replacements, dragging of the legs, any walking impediment. It also shows dark in color. Large or thick eyebrows, right? So dark hair, dark thick eyebrows, black and little eyes, thin beard, thick shoulders, and sometimes crooked, tall stature. Now, I've also seen some Capricorns have a blondish stubble and blondish hair, possibly because we're dealing with an older male. Think of gray hair. So I don't want to dismiss that either, okay? Black little eyes or even light eyes. I've seen some Capricorns with light eyes, but, we are talking about in another country, so black little eyes. Their eyes are usually small and beady in shape, Okay, like a Cancer, we have almond-shaped eyes. Capricorns are kind of like, they have smaller eyes. He walks with his head stooping forward. Lean face, thick lips. He likes to be alone. He hits one leg against the other as he walks, and he can hide his anger. Willful, envious, malice, fearful, and proud. Older fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, and authority figures. So someone that maybe our victim thought that they could trust, someone that was older than him, someone that had something stand out about their teeth, thicker dark eyebrows, darker hair. They could have light eyes or dark eyes, and the eyes are usually smaller and beady, and their body is, there's something about their body that's going to stand out, and they could possibly have bone issues and have a funny walk. Okay, so that's, if we have a suspect, that's what we're looking for. Okay, something with, you know, they could have like a goat. Are you guys there? I keep losing you. My internet's going out. Yeah, dark hair, dark eyes. If my internet goes out, guys, I'm really sorry. There's something going on with it because it keeps saying that I'm losing connection and then it pops back on. Lean and has thick lips. Yep. Something about their teeth is going to really pop out. Like, so when we have Pisces on the DC line, you usually find someone with big feet because Pisces rules the feet, you know, and fish teeth. People with Pisces on the DC line, they have small fish teeth, and their teeth are usually crooked. There's something very small about their teeth, that they have smaller teeth. So this is how you can profile a victim, what the victim's going to look like, where the victim's going to be located, what the suspect is going to look like, and, you know, things about the suspect's body, what colors that they might be wearing. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and it rules the color black and blue. Are black and speckled blue. Are black and white, or like black with white speckles, okay? So if there was a man walking around there that had these features that we just read, and they happen to be wearing a black and white shirt, a black shirt with white speckles on it, or a black shirt with blue in it, or blue, wearing like a blue shirt, or wearing black, okay? Because Capricorn rules black and blue. And speckled, like speckled white or speckled blue, something like that. Or you could, you know, if they were in a car, they could have a black car or a blue car, or a black car with white in it, or a blue car with white in it, or a blue car with black in it. Something like that, if there is a car involved. All right, I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get back to some mapping some planets. I hope I can get this whole chart done with you guys. I know I'm very slow. It just takes me a long time. Okay, so let's start looking at which planet we're going to map first. Let's map the AC and the DC line first, which is 0 degrees. I've never mapped 0 degrees before. I don't know if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I guess I would have to map. Wait. There it is. Yay! I finally mapped out 0 degrees for the first time. 0, 0, 0, 0. He is really on a cusp, guys. He's really riding that cusp. But because he is in a near water, that's kind of why I'm sticking with Cancer, because it describes his area to a T, right? I mean, shit. Hold on, I got it. Ah, crap. Dang it. I'll fix that later. This is always my rough draft. I always come in and try to make it neat and clean for you guys later, but I just made a little mistake. But that's all right. I'll fix it later. Get to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. That's amazing. That's exactly a Cancer or a Aries degree, but it's a Cancer degree as well. 90 degrees is Cancer, but Aries is 0 degrees. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me just double check this. I might be doing this wrong. Hold on. I gotta check myself. Wait. If Aries is at 0 degrees, but he's showing up as Cancer, so that's 90. I don't do 0, 0. Hold on. Give me a second. See, I've never done 0 degrees before, so it's really fucking me up. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss. Cancer is 90 degrees. Yes, okay, I'm wrong. Totally wrong. I gotta correct that. All right, we gotta delete this line. 90 degrees. See, I was right the first time because I kept saying 90. I'm glad I caught that. Sorry, I've never mapped 0 degrees before. This is my first time. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, girl. I know, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I gotta plug in my charger. Hold on, the phone is dying. My phone is dying. The internet's going out. The phone is dying. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Hold on, I gotta plug you guys in. Hold on. I hope I don't hang up on you guys. Ugh. Okay. It makes you guys taller when you're with the charger in. Yes. And it's such a true statement, right? Checkity check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right, so we're gonna map 90. Ninety. Ooh, that came out perfect. Beautiful degree. Look at that. Nine 0.000000. Beautiful. Got to keep a steady hand. And if I let it off, it messes it all up. And I'm like, because then I got to go back and start it all over again. So that's why I get really quiet. And I can't take my eyes off my computer screen and look at the chat. I'm going to try to take this out to like a landmark or something out here. There's nothing out here. There's just this little road out here. Takes me to this little town here. But it's just a tiny little town. There's like nothing there. With LAD. I'm having a hard time reading these names in this area because they're all in Spanish. So please forgive me if I totally mutilate a name of a place or a location. I don't mean to mispronounce. It's just everything's written in Spanish and I'm not very good with Spanish. Okay, so our AC line is at 90 degrees, which rules our victim. All right, now our DC line. It's so cuspy. Give me a second. I'm going to make sure I got it right. I've never really mapped the 0 degrees before, so I'm really struggling with it. Just give me a second. So our DC line is in 0 degrees of Capricorn. See, with Pluto being in the 8th house of death and like on the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn, I mean, Aquarius does rule accidents, guys, or just something so shocking and unexpected happening to his body. Something shocking and unexpected happening. Expect the unexpected with this crime, basically. One degrees of Aquarius. So, yeah. Okay, so do you feel like I'm 0 degrees Capricorn? Damn, that's really on a cusp. All right, so that's 0 degrees Capricorn. So Capricorn, add it up. It's 270. And because I'm at a 0, I don't need to add anything to that. So 270. You all right, Daisy Dukes? You okay? You can't have any doggy neighborhood doggy friends because you're not a nice doggy. You try to kill everybody. My dog is a pit bull that's been rescued from a pit bull fighting ring, so she can't make doggy friends. I can't let her out there. But she's looking out the window right now at the dog barking. Look at that, 270000. That's what you want to see, if you see it there. So this line rules the enemy, the DC line. And then we'll push out 90 degrees here. Right, so you guys can kind of see how we're mapping the planets. Right, I want to also map the IC line. Get my basic lines in. Are you guys doing okay? I hope you guys are doing okay. It's good to see everybody. Oh, awesome. 111 on the likes. Yay. That's awesome. Will you be doing a spirit box session with him? Yes, if you want me to. I'll tell Walter. Everybody says hi, Walter. They love you guys. They really do. Yeah, I was talking to Susie and Brooke about this. Because one, you know, I need to grow my channel, right? Like I need to grow my channel. My channel needs to make income. And if you guys really like my spirits, what I want to do is I want to start doing more personal tarot readings, okay? So we'll be doing, I'm going to try to come on more lives and do more personal tarot readings, if that's okay with my mods. And whatever money that I generate, I want to get ghost hunting equipment, okay? If you guys really enjoy my spirits, and I know that I have a deep connection to spirit, you know, I don't claim to be psychic. I don't come out here and say that I'm psychic. And just because I can talk to spirit and I have this deep connection with spirit and I've worked with them for many years, as you guys know, it's part of my faith to work with spirit, okay? It's very important in our faith to work with ghosts. Not all witches do, okay? Not all Wiccans do, but I do. I always have. Grew up in graveyards, okay? So some of these spirits have been with me for years, and you know, if you guys really enjoy my spirits, I want to start doing more personal tarot readings so I can buy some equipment, so we get better equipment so we can hear my spirits better, okay? And you know, I want to get like a nicer speaker, because that speaker I bought was only like 20 bucks and it sucks. But you know, I want to get like, I just want to get better equipment. Maybe even invest in a better cell phone. I think I have like a cell phone 10 or something like that. You know, I'm not into this, all this stuff, this technology. I'm really not good with it. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, so we're on a fixed income, and I have to be careful with the money that I spend. But if you guys do enjoy my channel and you love my spirits, and my spirits do seem to really like you guys, that is something that I do really want to start doing. I want to make more money for my channel so we can invest in some ghost hunting equipment and really be able to tune into my spirits, because a lot of you guys say that you can't hear them. And you know, do you guys know how to go through the settings and play a video in slow motion? Do you guys know how to do that? So like if you go to YouTube and pull up a spirit box session. Yes, please, if you guys enjoy the astrology, I'm not going to say, you know, like, oh, this is Summer Wells' channel, donate to Summer. Summer isn't here, okay? Michael Vaughn, he's not here, okay? Jay Slater, he's not here. So it's not that you're paying the victims, but if you enjoy the work that I do and, you know, buying all the books and, you know, if you enjoy the work that I'm doing and you enjoy the astrology and you appreciate the astrology and me giving you updates, then please, yes, please give me a donation, because I really want to invest in getting some better equipment for this channel so we can really start utilizing this gift that I have with our spirits, okay? Like I said, I don't claim to be psychic, you know, but you guys have heard them. You guys know that they're no joke, okay? Over and over again, they keep proving themselves, and everything that they mapped out blows my mind, because Susie Q, do you think we should, I don't know, okay, so Susie Q knows, Brooke knows, and Aggie knows. But you know how the spirits kept mapping out the God-wide church? If you go to their website and look at their community, they were there the day that at the bowling alley. I think that they were. I can't guarantee it 100%. I don't want to blow up their stuff. It doesn't mean that anyone at the church did anything, but it just confirms with you guys that my spirits are talking about the church community was there. They're saying it. And they gave us the address of the actual church on a spirit box session. And I pulled up the address and it took me to that church. So, you know, like, not a lot of spirit box sessions give addresses, but my spirits do. So if you appreciate that, then yes, by all means, please, $5 helps me. And we can make this channel grow and get some better equipment and really start to utilize these spirits, because I think my spirits are pretty damn special, all right? I don't claim to be special, but they are special. I have a very close bond with my spirits here. So, And that's kind of all I want to plug for myself there. But, you know, I'm not going to ring a cowbell. I'm not going to, you know, advertise myself as Summer's channel or something like that, because the victims aren't here, guys. If you appreciate the work and you appreciate the astrology and you appreciate what we're doing here and trying to utilize astrology and spiritual tools to help locate missing people, by then all means, yes, please, you know, please help me with a donation. I would really appreciate it. I've never asked before because I'm really uncomfortable with that, but you know, I do want to make my channel get better equipment, because I want you guys to hear the spirits better. Okay, so this is how you slow down a video, right? So here's my here's one of my videos. So you go to you hit in the top, corner, and that little gear thing comes up. You hit the gear. So when you listen back to the spirit box sessions, you can hit captions, okay, and hit English. Then you have captions, okay? So when you're listening to Spirit Box, you can control your own captions, okay? And then you can go to playback speed. So go to settings and playback speed. You can slow it down. You can make it go really slow, so you can hear the spirits, okay? So that's how you control the speed. You can take it all the way back to like 002, which is really slow. Hear it? See that? That's how you make it in slow motion. So if you want to listen to the spirit box sessions, that's how you can, you know, tune into what the spirits are saying. But I have some pretty awesome spirits that have been saying stuff that is coming true in this case. Everything that they have said to us has come to fruition. And I've been listening to spiritual channels for years, and I have never heard spirits like mine. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but my spirits are no damn joke, okay? And I can honestly say that. All right, so we're in the degree of Virgo. So 1, 5, 0, 1, 6. 166.000. They really are, Eve. I got some really great spirits. I got to give them all the credit. I couldn't believe it that day when they actually gave us an actual physical address. And then when you go to that church's Facebook account, just look to see where they were the day Sebastian went missing on the 25th. Look to see where they were. It'll blow your mind. I don't want to, you know, harass. That does not mean we harass anybody at the church. You know, I don't want to make it like Summer Wells' case, how everybody started freaking out on everybody at the church. You know, I have no proof that anybody at that church did anything. I just find it very interesting that the spirits, it just confirms that the spirits know what the hell they're talking about. That's all. That's all I'm confirming, that they gave us an address and they told us that the community was there. And they were nearby. So allegedly, I mean, you have to look it up yourself and just check it out. That's all I'm going to say. Just check it out and you come to your own conclusions what my spirits are talking about. But at least I can confirm and back up what they say. It's hard to get at 166.000. 0.000. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm going to push this out to this little area here. It really doesn't look like a lot of people live around here. I mean, it is desolate, like, but it's going through some houses, guys. So they may have seen something or saw him walking. Sebastian kept telling you Paul was at the bowling alley with them. Yeah, and Spirit kept mentioning, like, they mentioned names like Bobby, but I know now that Bobby's the neighbor. They mentioned Bobby way before all that video stuff came out and all that stuff, okay? They were talking about Bobby 3 months prior. They were talking about the neighbors' names before anyone knew the neighbors' names. Our spirits were giving us the neighbors' names way before anyone else talked about it. They were talking about someone by the name of Kevin. They mentioned an Andy, possibly an Andy B, but I'm not sure. They've mentioned initials on a bag or on a chest. They brought up the church community, and that they were there. They were there that day. And then I pulled, Susie Q pulled up their Facebook, and she's like, look what your spirits just confirmed. They were at the bowling alley, possibly. Okay, I could be reading the date wrong. I'm not sure. But it just, my spirits keep, like, they're nailing it, guys. So I really want to get better equipment so we can hear them better. Sorry, you guys are falling over. I'm trying not to make it so you fall in my crotch again. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, allegedly. All alleged. Everything that we're saying is a legend. Allegedly. Okay. Next, which planet should we do? We should probably do Saturn, because that does rule the physical body. We should do Pluto, because Pluto is hanging out in the 8th house of death, and that the victim is under some type of transformation. So I really would like to do Pluto. The moon, definitely the moon at 29 degrees. Remember, the 29th degree is an ill-fated degree. It is, here, I'll show you here. Degrees. (29 degrees). Now remember, we're doing true crime, so we're going to say 29 degrees in a negative in astrology, because we're talking about true crime. We're not talking about the rainbow and butterflies of your natal chart, okay? Like, the day that you were born and, the heavens opened up and made you, okay? We're not talking about that. We're talking about the date of a crime. So we always want to kind of look at the dark side of these planets right now. So, on your natal chart, it doesn't mean that it's bad, okay? It can mean that you're born tired. It can mean that if your sun sign is at the 29th degree, it means that you're born kind of exhausted, that your planet has some type of karmic debt that it's got to clear up. And once that your soul's purpose is to kind of clear up that past residue of, that your planet is born tired, that you're born in a degree of being kind of exhausted. And it's hard on an individual that's born at the 29th degrees. It's not easy. But once you figure out through love and healing and becoming more spiritual and learning how to heal yourself, that degree will open up for you immensely. But that individual usually has to go through a healing process and some type of metamorphosis in order to, heal from that leftover residue. That's because the planet has already experienced something. So here it's, just described as a fated degree. It's a critical anaretic degree. It's fate. Okay, so the planet of death is at a critical degree of fate. Okay, that something's going to happen to him. It's fated. There's nothing that we can do. It's fated. Okay, and if you've watched my channel enough now, you guys know that Pluto being at the 29th degree, that's not positive. Okay, it's just not good. It's not good. So the moon. Another thing I like to look at is this little box thing. And when I did his asteroids, like I pulled up Nessus, Nemesis, I pulled up DNA in the other chart. For some reason the asteroids didn't pull, but it was all in water. Okay? Pretty much so all of it was in water. So I had air and water in his chart mostly. So I do feel like he's either in probably the ocean or he's real close to where the ocean is. In my own personal opinion, I think he's pretty damn close to the ocean. He could be in like a muddy, boggy area. High up. Libra does rule kind of high up areas. Near the ocean. So cliffs. All right, think of cliffs. And like I look at that area and it's surrounded by cliffs. Libra is an air sign. It also rules balance. Let's not forget that. Did he fall? Did he fall into some shallow water, near the ocean? Muddy water? Because Scorpio, he's kind of, cuspy here. And Scorpio, this is coming out of partying. The fifth house is hooking up and partying. But pretty soon the moon is going to be in the womb and in the tomb. How this all ends for him. So I do kind of want to look at how does this all end for him. Shit, where did my thing go? 1 second. I'm going to go to 808 again, because I want to see what sign it's in when we go to 808, and then we'll come back here. 808. Sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the chat. Just give me a second. You guys doing okay? The moon is ruling the 29th degree. It's in, hold on, I just left that chart. It's in Libra. So Libra is, higher altitude areas, hills. Libra rules hills, all right? So his moon sign, remember, he's in the sign of Cancer. So the moon is him. The moon is Jay Slater. And the moon is also a second co-ruler of our victim. So, of where a body could be as well. So, the moon, let me see if I can find 29 degrees Libra in a fixed star. Because this would rule Jay. This is going to rule Jay Slater. All right, so it's a famous degree, meaning that him going missing, right? Because the moon is lost. It's a fame degree. Travel. So inspiration, riches, fame, honor, popularity, benefits through travel. So through travel, he becomes popular, is the how I'm looking at it. Yeah, he becomes popular. So this case is going to become more and more popular, I think. More than what we think. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me to look that up, Eve. I appreciate it, guys. He def got his fame. Yeah, unfortunately. You know who else showed up, who got famous after the crime? Was Don Wells. Don Wells showed up in a degree of fame as well. You know, that's another thing sometimes in astrology, when they tell you you're going to be famous, it's not something that you always want to be famous for. So I always think that, like, if someone shows fame on their natal chart, I'm always like, so you have a degree of fame, but, you know, just be careful, because that can go two different ways. You might not want to be famous for what the astrology is telling you you're going to be famous for. You know? Yep. Okay, so the moon is at 29. So 2-9. And then we have 29180. $209.000. So 2.9. 209. Is that right? Let me just double check. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So 209 is the moon, and this is going to rule J, okay? This line right here is going to rule J. Sorry, I feel like I'm breathing really heavy into the phone. I'm like a breather. I'm like, as I'm trying to focus on this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's just when I get really quiet and I try to focus, I'm breathing really heavy. I don't mean to be a mouth breather. All right, so I have a feeling that, you know, I hated to say that, because the moon rules the ocean. He's being ruled by the moon, and the moon is going to take me right to the damn ocean, which is why I'm really feeling like Jay might actually be really close to the ocean or the beach. Whatever shacks or houses are on that beach are, I hate to say it, but Jay might be actually in the damn ocean, because it goes right out to the damn ocean. I mean, look at that, guys. I'll take it out a little bit farther, just in case they ever have to search this area. This would be the area that I would search, because the moon, a lot of times you find people on the moon, you find people on Pluto, you find them on the mile markers, or you find evidence on the mile markers, or you find out that the killer works on the mile markers, or the killer lives on the mile marker. It's crazy. It's crazy. I see Kirsty do it over and over again. And I just started doing this, and I'm already having some evidence show up on my maps already. So, you know, I can't even tell you how many times Kirsty has mapped out where a killer lives, a killer works. It's creepy. But I'm telling you, I think this is how God tracks us. This has to be something from God. Or how else would it work? I mean, it's got to be something from the divine. something. All right, so this is ruling J. I want to get us real close up to it. This line right here. So it made like a pie for us. Guys, he's in the middle of nowhere. I don't even see like a house nearby. It's just like trails. And why would he go this way if he went this way? So I'll have to come back in and fix those lines and make them a little bit neater, but he'll be close, possibly close to one of these lines. Barranco Madre del Aguro. I know I'm not pronouncing these names correctly, but yeah, and that does take us out to the ocean. This whole half of the chart is water. All right, so that's the moon, which is ruling our victim. Very interesting. AC line rules the victim as well. Just double check. AC line was at a 90. So this was our AC line. I mean, maybe he just didn't know how to get back home. And he just started walking, maybe? Maybe he thought he was going in the right direction, but he wasn't. And this line rules the open enemy, which is the ocean, and bad eyesight, or that our enemy is close to the ocean and he's got bad eyesight. Possibly something that's going to stand out on their teeth, thick eyebrows, dark hair, possibly, and beady round eyes, small beady round eyes. Could have a goatee that's, got stubble on it, and something's going to stand out about his teeth, and something with his bone structure. And they could live in this direction by the water. And then you got to think, if our enemy is showing up by the water and our victim is being ruled by Cancer, which rules the ocean, and our killer, possible killer, is taking us out to the ocean, I mean, that's kind of how this works. So doesn't mean that it's true, doesn't mean that he's gone. I don't want to lose hope and lose faith, but it can mean that he is possibly met foul play, okay? I just, need to clarify that. So if there is anyone who lives near here or near any of these trails here, which it looks just so desolate, guys. Like, I don't even see, like, houses. It's really in the middle of nowhere. Like, is it like a jungle? What the hell? Nurse sharks, I think, are... Oh, no, really? Are sharks blind? I'm not sure if they're blind. I know they probably have horrible vision, because, you know, they can't see around, and they really can't turn their head either. They don't really have like a neck. It's like kind of weird, right? Shark troubles. Yeah. All right, so the next planet we'll track is Pluto, because he is so prominent. And Algol, you know, good old Algol showing up in the friend group. That's a friend that might have a drinking problem in his friend group, or that, you know, someone, he could have an enemy in his friend group. I mean, I hate to say that, but it could be, and it could be alcohol involved or something like that, you know. Neptune is in water, Saturn is in water, midheaven line is in water. Our victim is showing up in water. The female is in water. So this line right here is the victim, and then this line here is what's ruling the victim. So we have two things that are ruling the victim are in water, guys. And the body, physical DNA in water. So, all right, so Pluto is 1 degree Aquarius. 0.1. Or 1.0. 2. 300.00. So, okay. So this is the line that rules, you know, our victim kind of getting in trouble, being under some type of pressure, and it does rule death. I just feel so sorry for the family. I really do. I couldn't even imagine. And walked out to there when he no longer felt safe. Did someone purposely misguide him, or was he trying to run? See, yeah, I don't know. That's what we don't know. We just don't know. But this map, it's going to map something out about him. It's going to map something out about this crime or this event that happened. And, you know, if there is any evidence found, I guarantee you it'll show up on this map. It does all the time, guys. And I'm going to push this out into the ocean just because, you know, I mean, I'm just, if the lines go to the ocean, I'm going to push it out into the ocean because he is being ruled by the ocean. He's being ruled by the moon. Okay. All right, so let's check out the next planet. We're going to map. Now his destiny, his north node, is in the 12th degree. So that's long distance travel as well. That's a Neptune degrees. So that's drugs, drowning in his destiny, a head injury, right? So this is the little north node. It's in Aries. Chiron is there, a wound that never heals in the sign of Aries, in the 10th house. Again, that's a house that's ruled by Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the lord of the 10th house. You know, so think physical body, think of the Neptune degree. So there could be some delusion and lies connected to his destiny, alcohol and drugs, and long distance travel, right? Because and Aries rules head injuries, gunshot wounds, cuts, scrapes, bruises all over the body. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think you guys can understand. I've shown you the 2 rams, boom, bumping heads, enough times that, you know, it's a head injury, and it can be above the eyebrow, okay? Injuries to the face is showing up in his destiny. Okay, so I do want to map that out. 22 degree or 12th degree. 1200. Hey, Chrissy Lynn, good to see you, honey. That landed him in this under the cover of night. Oh yeah, possibly. There is something about drugs and something here. Neptune is drugs, delusion, and lies. And look, we have all of his, like, friends are 2 people kind of might be part of this fate. But they're in the house of, you know, endings and sorrows for friends. Makes a trine to the moon. 3, 6, 9, 120. A little over a trine. Square Pluto. So our victim, this is our victim, and he's square death. There's tension between death and transformation and our victim. There's tension there. And then there's a square to Mars. So Pluto is square Mars. Look how everything just shoots out of transformation and death. And, you know, that our victim is under some type of transformation, and it has all this shoots out from it. There's a trine to Neptune, and fated degree of Neptune is travel, long distance, you know, overseas, traveling abroad, drugs, illusion, lies. And I mean, his physical body is in travel, long distance travel. Neptune is overseas travel. A lot of time, if a person is human trafficked, they show up in the 9th house in a anaretic degree of 29 degrees. In the 9th house, are in the 12th house for being human trafficked, because the 12th house is like being isolated and, you know, kind of being hidden away. But, you know, Pisces is the water. Again, there's just a lot of water showing up in his chart. It's a repetitive thing. And the Pisces is ruling the 9th house, which is long distance travel. So I'll show you. Here's the 9th house. Oops, I just dropped you again. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. Travel, study, religion, international, faith, divine, and God. So he has, you know, drugs, illusion, and lies, drowning. Neptune is Poseidon. He rules drowning in the house that rules travel, study, and international. And I would think that Spain is considered international, right? I would think so. Oh, thanks, Christy Lynn. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here, honey. Mountain people caves. Yeah, or even just like a hole in the ground. That would rule Aquarius. And he's a bit cuspy. You know, Libra rules high elevated places. Aquarius rules like holes in the ground. And Aquarius is in death. And it rules fresh waterways, fresh water, but also accidents, a tragic accident. All right, so let's do 301. And I just, yeah, that was, this line here I just did is Pluto, right? 301. Let me double check it. Pretty sure that was Pluto. Yeah, Pluto. All right, let me label it so I don't get lost. So this is the, you know, death, transformation, his body being under some type of pressure is in this direction. Okay, let's see what other planets we should do. I think I said I wanted to do the North Node, part of his destiny. So we're at 12.00. Okay. At 0. This also can map out places that they've already searched as well. Ah! You guys keep falling over because I have to keep you on the charger. Sorry, guys. I don't have, like, really good equipment. I literally just have you guys leaning on this cell phone holder. You guys are really rigged up. Just hold on tight to me, okay? I hope I don't lose you. Aquarius is aqua planet, right? Yes, it's blue. Very good. It's blue and yellow. Saffron. Big bird color. All like aquamarine. It's Aquarius. Light blues, light grays. And then our victim is in light blues, watercolors, silver and pearl. I don't know Spanish, but if there's any roads that say pearl or mean pearl in Spanish, we should look at it. Or silver. If there's any roads in here that are in Spanish that mean silver, it's just that we don't have a lot of roads. You know what I mean? Like, because they're all in Spanish. So if any of these towns that we're mapping out have the name silver in it, or pearl, or crab, or the ocean, anything that has the ocean in it in Spanish, aqua something, we should really look at that as well. But, Aquarius is the planet that does rule accidents, and that's in the house of death. So, I mean, I'm 50-50. It could be an accident, or we could have an actual suspect. And I gave a description of what that suspect might look like, and what they might walk like, and what their teeth might look like. So, okay. As far as the astrology is concerned, I'm not saying that that's factual. I'm just saying the astrology explains it like that, okay? All right, so... one second. So that line rules his destiny. I feel like it's going to take us out to his house. Just like for Summer Wells, her destiny line took us right to Warrior State Path Park. when I traced her destiny line, it took us right out to that swimming hole that she went swimming in for summer wells. Isn't that crazy that the line of destiny kind of can sometimes show us where they came from or where they were trying to get to? Because it's part of their destiny. The victim's destiny. I find that absolutely amazing. I think it is going to take us to where he was at. Yeah, I think this is where they were at. Not sure, though. Or where they were, like maybe the night that he went out to that club, you know, where the musical festival was. Wherever the music festival was, it might have to do with his destiny. I'd be interested to know where that bar was that they went to. And take it out to the ocean, because if it takes me to the ocean, I'm just going to take it out. I know I'm going past my mile marker, but he is being ruled by the ocean, so I want to, if it takes me to the ocean, I'm going to push it out. We already got his line of destiny, the line of death, the line that rules an open enemy to the victim, and the line that rules the victim is all heading towards the ocean. This is pretty crazy. And this is called the North Node, which on your chart, on your natal chart, it's part of your destiny too. And it's just pretty amazing that his destiny line, part of his destiny is part of his reputation as well. And that, you know, Aries rules injuries, accidents, and I'm sorry, but his destiny, his planet of, well, it's not a planet, it's a node. So it's a point in the universe that's far away from the moon. So his node, part of his destiny, is in the sign of drugs, drowning, lies, you know, long distance travel abroad is part of his destiny. Doing things that are illegal as well as part of his destiny, because it's the 12th degree of Pisces. So, you know, Pisces rules some pretty dark things, okay? In crime, not, remember, we're doing crime, all right? On your natal chart, it's a beautiful sign. It's a very spiritual sign. But, you know, for him, it's showing up in a planet, in a planet that does rule head injuries, scrapes, bruises, stab wounds, gunshots, and head injuries to the forehead or the face, and murder. It's Aries. It's the god of war. So, and that's his destiny line. Yeah. It's not the best. Okay, let's see what other planets we should map out. Did I do Saturn yet? I should do Saturn, because that's a physical body. Probably should do Neptune, since there's so much damn water in his chart. Is Neptune in water as well? Let me just see. I forget. No, it's in Earth. No, yes, he's in Pisces. Duh. Yeah, he's in water too. So physical body is in water as well. So Poseidon, man, he's no joke this year. Poseidon is taking a lot of people by water. And that they're not going to be found with shoes on. There's going to be something up about their shoes. Because that's all Pisces. Sorry, guys. I'm going to unplug my charger now. Because sorry, guys. Whoops. There you go, flying again. Well, at least you just got... Probably just see all my dirty clothes. Is that where he was staying at, Susie Q? The sea la lava? Lava rules Aries, I believe. Volcanoes. But see, that's in Spanish. Does lava mean lava in Spanish? Like, I really wish we knew what some of these words meant in Spanish. Like, if any of these words have pearl or silver or ocean names or airy names, right? Anything that says blue or gray in it. Like, I know blue is azul, right? I think blue is azul in Spanish. I don't know what the color gray is in Spanish. But, you know, things like that. If there's like a trail that's named like Silver Moon Trail or something like that in Spanish, yeah, that would be a trail I would definitely check out. Something like, you know, you understand what I'm saying? That's kind of how the astrology talks to us. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I wanted to do Neptune and Saturn. And oh, there's just so many. With Jupiter being next to Algol like that, it makes me think that a friend, you know, there might be someone shady in his friend group that has a drinking problem, or might be an not the best guy. Allegedly, okay? Here, because Jupiter can describe a characteristic about somebody. 5th degree, that's partying. The 5th degree rules Leo. That's drinking and partying, you know, Leo rules this house. So a characteristic about children, creativity, pleasure, romance, good fortune, sex, okay? You know, I wonder if he was going to try to hook up with somebody when he was out there. Interesting. In his friend group. It's rules. It's the house of partying, okay? It's the house of having a good time and partying and getting drunk and, you know, doing drugs, okay? That's what that house means. And his planet is also in that house at 7:30. Oh, shit. I just realized something, too. I'm going to have to fix this chart. Look at the moon in transits is also in Pisces up here, too. Kill or be killed for Chiron, which is a wound that never heals, is kill or be killed in Aries. 22 degrees is a kill or be killed degrees. 22 degrees in Aries. Kill or be killed. 22 degrees. It's not good, guys. Like, his astrology has some pretty dark features to it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to fix some things. But I'm just going to keep finishing the chart, and then I'll probably do another video with it beautiful and clean, and I'll clean up my lines. The lines might be a little bit different, because I think... Let me see. Let me go back to 7:30. I think I screwed up here because I pulled the wrong chart. But it's okay. I can still fix it. I can still give us an idea of where Saturn's going to be. So I'm going to have to do a second video because I don't want to be on too long. I got distracted. But I will fix it. And it won't be too off because these planets don't move that much. They move a little bit. So the lines aren't going to be that off, but still I want to get it just perfect. Okay, so 19 degrees with Saturn. And 19.000 at 3.3000 And then Neptune is at 29. And Neptune on this chart is really at a cusp. Well, 29 Pisces. So, all right. and Neptune rules partying, doing drugs, and doing things that are illegal. So that's why, and the water, drowning, drugs, lying, you know, doing things illegal overseas. It means that as well. So I just really want to see where it takes me. So we'll do Saturn and Neptune. So 330 2900 330 Okay, I just want to make sure I write it down just in case I get confused, because I know I already got to go back and fix some stuff. All right, so Saturn is, all right, so 359 000 330 19, okay, 349.000. Okay, so, and then the degree is 359.000 for Neptune. All right, and then I'm just gonna have to fix it, and then I'll probably come back on tomorrow night. Okay, and we'll go over it. Okay, so Saturn is 349.000. Let me get up real close. You guys doing okay in here? I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay. Because if he was gay, that would be narrowed down clubs and suspects, should that be the case. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, was he gay? I mean, it doesn't really matter if he was or not. I mean, I support gay people. I support gay rights. I can't really tell. I mean, Mercury would be the one sign that I would... Mercury is a sign that is like both. If you ever look at, you know, the twins, when they show you pictures of the twins, I'm always like, they're a little feminine, right? So it's like, it's a Gemini is the one sign that can kind of be both masculine and feminine. It carries both features. So I mean, but it's not really prominent. It's in the house of endings, which can mean two people involved in endings of some sort, or that friends are, you know, it rules like inland journeys. Gemini rules the third house. Rules this house. Siblings, school, short trips, goddess, short, you know, doing inland journeys around the neighborhood. And it also rules communication. So, I mean, this is him reaching out and texting to his friends as well. And he's, if you think about it, they might be hiding some secret communication here with it being in Neptune. So there's probably, and it's at a 29th anaretic degree. So, and this older person is probably hiding something as well. Let me count. An older man near water. No, an older man in the sign of air. It's a sign. It's an Aries degree. Hold on, let me double check. 26. No, it's possessions. So money. An older man interested in money. Friends are at an anaretic degree of 29 and it's communicating with friends, but they might be hiding communication, guys. And there's something hidden with the female friend too. I think there's some secret communication that's hidden. And this is like law enforcement. The female there's, the female has a square to his body, to his physical body. So do the friends. Look at all this red energy here to his physical body. So it's either that the friends don't know where he's hidden, they can't find him, right? That there's some lie or delusion here with the friends about drugs or something. Allegedly. But Neptune, which is doing things illegal overseas, 29th degree, which is a fated anaretic degree. All in the house of something hidden. So, did they hide something from law enforcement? What I might need to do is get the names of all of the friends and pull up their asteroids and do like a whole asteroid thing on them. See what I get. See where their asteroids show up. Okay, so 349. That was Saturn, right? Let me just make sure, because I don't want to screw up. 349. So they're making a little pie for me. I mean, if he is doing anything illegal overseas, this is an area that it would show up. Anything hidden. No, I'm sorry. This is his physical body. I thought I was mapping Neptune. This is Saturn. I'm mapping Saturn. So this could be another location of where his body could possibly be, okay? And it makes like a pie. So all in this little pie section here, I would say is important. Because it's part of his destiny and his physical body. A lot of water in his chart, guys. Even this area here, kind of on the edge of the water, like that, on the land. The people could have been paranoid, exactly. I suspect he went with these men to get some drugs or something, and he was surprised when they turned on him. Possibly broke, yeah. Susie Q says, I sent them to you. Okay, thank you, Susie Q. This is kind of like my rough draft with my chart. Then I'll add in the addresses and stuff. And thank you so much, Susie. I really appreciate your help. Gris is gray in Spanish. Oh, okay, great. Gris. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brooke. Well, this has been the most interesting thing I've come across while scrolling on my phone. I already subscribed. Thank you, Eve. I really appreciate it. Sorry I'm behind in chat, guys, because I really get distracted. You can see how easy I can get distracted, right? Doing the math and then trying to do the chart and then jumping back and forth to the screens. And, like, you can really see how it's difficult for me to talk with chat and do all this. Okay, so now we're going to map out Neptune, and I came to 359.000. So let's do Neptune, which is Poseidon, guys, who rules doing things illegally, possibly with drugs, or doing something illegal overseas, okay? And I know that there's been rumors about that, so I'm just going to map him out, okay? I'm not saying that he did anything. I mean, this kid is just a little kid. I mean, I know he's not a little kid. He's a grown-ass man. But to me, he's just a baby. Okay? He's just a baby to me. I mean, because I'm 50, you know? So, he's just a kid. and probably the first time he's really ever been away from his mom and dad. Like, I just, ugh. But, I mean, just in case, I just want to see where Neptune leads us. Okay, so 359.00. Okay. And I'm not accusing this kid of doing anything illegal or wrong. I'm just saying this is what these planets mean. It doesn't mean that he did or didn't, okay? And just because his chart is pretty bleak, it does not mean that that it happened, okay? I just want to clarify that as well, okay? This is what the astrology is saying. That's what these planets mean, okay? Okay, so 359. This is all alleged, okay? And, I mean, because Neptune does also rule drowning, I want to, just in case he got into some trouble with water, because he is being ruled by water. He is being ruled by the moon, which rules the ocean, okay? So I really do want to see where Neptune takes me. I gotta delete that. Yeah, we got a lot of activity here in this little area. Maybe this is the direction he wanted to go, but didn't. Come on, why can't I get it at 359? It's like, it's just teeter-tottering. There we go. Perfect. Neptune. God of the ocean. Well, he's more so god of just all water. So it is interesting that we have DNA, his physical body, you know, and Neptune kind of going out to the water, and then he's being ruled by water too. I would not be surprised if he's really close to the ocean. Near, like, high cliffs, near hills, near the ocean, maybe where the ocean pools in a certain area that's like water gets stuck there, near a cliff or near a hill, an airy area. Is the fifth house a cadet house? So if let's see. He is kind of, is he like kind of opposed Mars and Chiron here, which is at a 22-degree angle, and he's opposed it. So there's tension. There's tension between Mars over partying, drinking, drugs, and a wound that never heals at a degree of kill or be killed. and it's opposed him. And Mars is opposed the moon. That is not good in a crime chart. It's just not good. It's not good for Mars. That red line right there is not good. Going right to our victim. We saw it on Summer Wells's chart over and over again. But it went down to Pluto. But this rules our victim, so, and our victim is at a 29-degree moon. It's not the best. And it's at the end of this, like, apex, you know, the universe is pointing to it. It's like, pay attention to me. Look at all this energy. It's like a kite. Whoosh, a kite is flying in. Just like that kite flew in on Katie Proudfoot, right? Kind of same feeling. A kite. The universe is flying into it. The whole universe, look at all these planets over here. It's like a sweeping effect. Like if you can think like this is the wrist and these are the fingers and it all spreads out and it's sweeping this way. Why is it doing that? You know, there's just energy and all these stelliums. So it's a lot of pressure. These planets are like clumped in here and there's a lot of pressure. And I do think that he was in a car with a friend. I do think I don't know, you know, maybe on his way there, but at one point in time, he must have been in a car with a friend in his friend group. At one point. Accident in the friend group or an unexpected tragedy in the friend group over a piece of property. You know, that just makes me feel like maybe he was robbed by a friend or someone that he knew within the friend group. Possibly. And Algol being there, that demon alcoholic star. I mean, he's evil. Algol is not friendly. All right, let's just do... I'm trying to think. Should I do Mars or should I do... So Mars rules a car, a weapon, and it can rule anger, you know, and murder. And Uranus is the one that's unexpected events and tragedy. So... probably should map Venus because that female is got a trine to the moon and then a trine to Saturn, or a square to Saturn and then a trine to our victim. That Venus, that female is hiding something. She's hiding communication. They might all be hiding communication. There's some hidden messages or something might have been deleted or something. I don't know. Yeah, something like... So Taurus rules the color green, and Aquarius rules the color yellow. So she goes into the colors here. So the 11th house rules, if there is a car, okay? If there is a car, let's figure out what color the car might be. So it's in the house that is ruled by Aquarius. So I'll give you a few colors that a car might be. If there's a car involved. Or it could be the car that they took with friends. You know, the car that he took when he went out with his friends. So let's just see what it says. Hold on, my book literally ripped apart. So it's in two sides. So it takes me a minute to get my bearings here. Okay, so Aquarius rules these colors. Ethereal blue and sky colors, sometimes also muted bluish ash color, so gray, okay? And then Aquarius, because it's in the house that's usually ruled by Aquarius. But it's in Taurus. So I know Taurus rules emerald green, like forest green, emerald green. But I know it has other colors too. Hold on. Taurus. Earthy colors, brown, terracotta, beige. So if he was in a car or with friends, terracotta might be a color. And I think there's a ton of terracotta houses around there, like terracotta roofs. Something's up with terracotta in that area. So, because Taurus is ruling the house that rules Aquarius. So I just want to consider both houses, both colors, okay? Brown, terracotta, beige, but green in particular, sometimes lemony and white in color. It rules emerald. Emerald green, too. And the 11th house is our friendships. But I do believe that it also is the color of yellow too. I have seen it rule the color yellow too. So I don't want to leave out yellow because it's like pastel-y colors, right? Blues, light pastel colors. So blues, gray, sky blue, yellow. Think of like light colors, okay? Okay, so are you guys doing okay, or should I just come back and finish up the chart later? Do you guys want to take, do you want me to leave it at this, leave it here, or should I finish up doing either Mars or Aquarius and Venus? Even Mercury I should probably do. Seriously, guys, because there's like friends involved. This rules friends. This rules something that's hidden. I think I'm going to, let me just do this female, Venus. Because she's, I don't know, something's up with Venus. Something's up with that female. So, Venus is... $60.000. Then we have her at 0. I'm just going to do 60. See where it takes us. Might make a pie with my AC line. But at least it gives me a pie. You guys doing okay? Okay. I know this takes a long time. I mean, when I get better at this, guys, you know, like you guys can watch Kirsty. She does these maps in like 10 minutes. It takes me like 2 hours. One, because I suck at math and I get distracted. But, you know, I'll get better, okay? Like, I've just learned how to do this. So I will get stronger, I will get better, and I will get faster, okay? Just bear with me while I'm on a learning curve. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was going to make me a little pie section here. So if there's a female involved, or a female, could be on this line. And I do believe there was a female witness too. So it could be the friend female, or it could be a female that saw something. I'm going to take it out to this main road here. I'll just take it to the edge of the island. All right, so Venus, Mercury, they're all pretty close together. And Mercury does rule like 2 people. 2 other people. maybe I should do the sun. So, because Venus, Mercury, and the sun, they're going to be really close and make a pie here with the AC line. So I think I'll do the sun. So that will kind of include Mercury in that line as well. And then later on I can go back and add Mercury. So that would be 60. 29.00. Let's just do the sun. And the sun also is the vital force of someone as well, so that's another thing. A life force. The sun also rules your back and your heart. One second. All right, 89 degrees. Where the hell did it go? Over here. So it'll make a little pie for me. Venus. Hold on. Really hugging that AC line. Let me just double check that. The sun is in Gemini. Gemini is 60.00. 89. Yeah, 89 degrees. So that's really hugging that. So the life force of a person, somebody's vitals, their heart, their heartbeat, is really hugging the victim. J. This is J as well. So a couple planets rule J. I didn't find an asteroid named J, but there is something named J something. It begins with an S. So I might use that as an asteroid. All right, but this is what we have so far. And I'll take a break, and then I will make it cleaner. I will make it neater, okay? And then come back in tomorrow night and make it really pretty for you guys, okay? So this is the line that rules an enemy. I explained that we might have an enemy that might have an eye problem. Explain what he might look like. This line rules our victim. This line rules an open enemy. This is the female. This other second line hugging that is a life force. But it also can rule an older male. Maybe an older male with him. Okay? North Node is part of his destiny. Neptune is part of doing things illegal while overseas, traveling abroad. Saturn is the DNA, the hair, the skin, the nails, and the hair follicle. Pluto is the planet of death, and we can sometimes find a body along this line. This is the enemy line. This line also rules our victim, which is the moon, which rules the ocean, okay? Things that are, you know, are connected to the ocean. You know, like if any street here is named Crab Street or Silver Moon Street or Luna Street or, you know, anything that's got pearl in it, silver, anything that represents the moon or water. If there's a name in this area that has like a water name to it, that's an area that I would search. If there's a trail that has like Moonbeam Trail or a trail that means, you know, fishing or fishing trail, that is Pisces in the moon, you know, anything that has to do with water, okay? Crabbing area, things like that. If there's any crabbing areas around here, or if they harvest pearls around here, any beach houses. I didn't mean to say bitch, I meant to say beach. Beach houses, shacks, you know, bathing suits where you would change your bathing suit or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like it just goes right against these cliffs here. And, you know, in the 8th house of death, we do have Aquarius, which rules accidents, which also rules, I don't know what this word is, Baranico Seco. See, I don't know what these words mean at all, because they're in Spanish. Black mountains, that would be Saturn. Black, which is DNA. I mean, this is a volcano over here. It's a volcano. This whole island is a huge volcano. There's a couple of volcanoes on here. So I'm really thinking that he was trying to get over here to get home. And this is that female line, Venus. Neptune can also be something that's hidden. That looks like part of a volcano too, another little mini volcano here. And it goes out to that 29 miles, which the moon was at 29 miles. 2.9 miles, 29 miles. So my mile markers were 1 mile, 100 miles, which I don't think we're at 100 miles, but we could be at 1 mile. We could be at 29 yards, 2.9 miles to 29 miles. We could be at 16 yards, 16 feet, 1.6 miles, up to 16 miles out. Could be something significant with his case. Something. You know, we usually find something along these lines, guys. Some type of evidence is always found, or we find out somebody lives on these mile marker lines all the time. All the time. They map out. All right, so that's what I have for now. I will come back on tomorrow night and make it beautiful, okay? Make it really pretty for you and maybe make my labels a little bit nicer. But if you want to take a screenshot of it so you have it, there it is. There's his chart, his map of where the astrological trajectory of the planets map out where a body could be, where a missing person could be. All right, everyone. Keep praying for Jay and his family. Keep them in, your prayers. I couldn't even imagine if this was my son. I would be hysterical. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. I would be a mess. So just keep praying for him. This is a really rough and rugged area. It is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the lines go into these desolate areas. There's just nothing there. So just keep praying. that we'll find him. Just keep praying for him. This area in here I am kind of interested in. This area here. This area here. And then, of course, the moon pie. I mean, all the lines could mean something, but there are certain lines that stick out more than the others. All right. Blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for joining the channel, Eve. We're happy that you're here. All right. Blessings to all of you. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Blessings to you all. Bye-bye.